Well, good morning, everybody. Yes, check it out. It's the 1950s look. I've decided that I was going to shave off all the follicles, so I've got a much more noir kind of style, I suppose you could put it. But enough about me on a personal level. Let's talk about the big change that's been announced recently to the British TV licence and collection scheme. Namely, that the free licence, which is awarded to the over 75s. Once you hit 75, you can apply for a free licence at the moment, and then once you get given that, that's it. You know, you get given it every year. You're not going to get anyone doing this. Do you live here, ma'am? None of that nonsense. It's gone. Well, that's all changed because in the last Royal Charter Review, the BBC were essentially made responsible for collecting and arranging cover for the free TV licences. So because it's gone straight into the hands of a company, the first thing they've done is gone, no, we're not doing that. And in a way, that's a move that's been condemned quite widely, is that they're essentially saying if you want to qualify for this, you have to collect the pension credit. I'm not an expert on the subject, so I'm not really going to talk about it. Other than that, I've heard it's essentially one of the most underclaimed benefits in the United Kingdom. So people who are in technically pension poverty, whether it's through pride or whatever, essentially don't claim it. And they're now being told, so you're not getting this benefit, and we're taking away the licence as well. A double whammy of disillusionment for you. Now, the fact that they've decided to target the older people for this is a bit of a surprise. They say that it costs somewhere in the region of £750 million a year to give that many free licences away. And even if they reined in the pay of stars like Gary Lineker, stars like Andrew Marr, stars like Graham Norton, they'd find themselves still far short of the savings made by cutting this benefit. The first thing you have to ask then is, where's the rest of the money going? Apparently they earned close to £5 billion last year. 5 billion. Not million, billion. Considering HS2 is a £100 billion rail project, and by the way, that's a waste of money as well. It's a whole different video on that. 5 billion is 5% of that budget. You're telling me the amount of money it cost to high-speed railise the entire UK and put on Shinkansen-style trains, you can't fund the BBC, you can't fund the national broadcaster? Somehow I doubt it. Somehow I doubt it very, very much. So, where are they wasting their money? Well, apparently, I mean, this is news to me, because again, I don't watch television, so I've got no idea what's going on in a lot of modern media. But apparently, long-running soap EastEnders is having a new set made. That's a cost of £85 million. That's more than certain movies that end up in the cinema. 2013 film Rush, for example, that starred Daniel Bruhl and Chris Hemsworth, was made on a budget of £38 million. That was a blockbuster film directed by Ron Howard, and it cost less than half of the new set for this dreary TV show. It's all about waste and excess. That's the issue here. So quite a lot of the over 75s, I mean, my grandmother, unfortunately, has come out with, well, I'll pay it if I have to. And I've always wondered, people have said it's a lifeline for the elderly, and I thought to myself, well, why is that? Because I don't advocate watching television. In fact, I'd say throw away your television, use Netflix, use Amazon Prime, use Hulu, whatever it is, when you use the little Now TV packages that you can get which aren't broadcast. Use catch up on all four, use catch up on ITV Hub. Avoid the iPlayer. Don't use that, because that's what you need a license for. And most importantly, don't watch live television. However, I have listened to quite a few arguments before I've made this video, and it seems that quite a lot of elderly people often have it on for comfort. So you might go 3 or 4 days without seeing your children, without seeing anybody, because, how many of us have got full-time jobs where we've had that many cuts now, and traffic's that bad and train services are that bad, that a 8-hour shift at work becomes a 12 to 13-hour one, factoring all your commutes in and everything else. You don't get time as much as you'd want to. So sometimes the elderly do find themselves for days alone, and that's a real tragedy in my opinion. And the television, as much as it's annoying to see the likes of Bargain Hunt and all these other shows, and I've seen them, people discussing them in videos. That's where I've got these names from. I don't actually watch the show, so I can't tell you more about them. They'd probably be my idea of an eternity burning in hell. But for an elderly person, since a lot of shows have elder statesmen, they have they have things that are more suitable for their tastes, like seeing like countryside walks, seeing things like ancient antiquities, documentaries about certain cars from the 1970s, all that kind of scenario, all that jazz, would definitely connect with the audience. So I can understand if they just got it on there and it's in the background and it's just left on. It's a voice, it's a light, it's a stimulus, and you don't feel like you're rotting away. I did hear a story recently about an old person who literally went to bed at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and the son or daughter turned up, found them, and they went, what are you doing in bed? And then the response was, I was bored. I was so lonely I went back to bed. And that is sad. That's really sad that anyone, no matter what your age, gets into that state of health. If you feel that about yourself, then it's as I say, I think it's devastating. I think it shows how broken society is. And by going after the old people, well, the Capita Thugs are going to be loving this. They're going to have the sleeves rolled up. They're going to be like, all right, guys, easy money here. See that old folks home there? There'll be about 40 people in there who used to qualify for a licence. Ooh, £156 a year. Going to get myself that new Beamer, I think, at this rate, with all the commission I'm going to get. And these people are going to be very vulnerable. Recently, I saw a clip from an Urban Explorers channel. It was on another video where he said that he saw a YouTube goon clip of a goon coming up to a door and just going, I'm here to renew the TV licence. You say that to someone who's 76, 82, can probably hear very minimally, very frail. So anyone gets in the face and goes, I'm here to renew the licence. What's your name? Where are you from, love? Okay. And when did you last watch the TV? Start doing all those kind of things. They will be very, very afraid, very vulnerable, very, very easy to take advantage of. So this is where everyone has to stand up, and this is what we have to do. First of all, I can't stress enough, if you don't watch live television, stop using the iPlayer and cut the licence off. You'll be amazed at how quickly you realise you do not miss television. If you find yourself reading books, playing games, taking hikes in the countryside, going to the gym, or even chatting with people in the pub, you will find yourself in a much better state than just sitting there as some latest drivel, which is probably biased, over budget, and unintelligent. Cut it off. If your parents or your grandparents or anyone you're a guardian for are going to find themselves with the licence fee as a barrier, well, first of all, engage them as much as you can. Find out exactly what they do with it. If they do have it on, unfortunately, they are going to need the licence. But do your research into the pension credit. If they qualify for this, impress upon them 2 reasons to claim. 1, It's a benefit. It'll make their lives a little easier. Even if it's only a few pounds a week, they might find it easier to cope with those water bills or the bus fares if they need to still have to pay them if they're going on private routes, or taxis, whatever. And the second reason is it will save them this licence fee. The big scandal here is that the BBC entered into an agreement to pay these free licences in exchange for the iPlayer being part of the licence fee, and that the licence fee can go up with inflation. Factor those two things into account. The licence fee now, I think, is something like £156.50 or something like that. I've not received a letter in a while, so I can't tell you exactly what the price is. Here's the thing. You factor that in with inflation for the next 5 or 10 years, that could easily be over £200. Over 200. They're saying, ultimately, we're just looking out for the things. We're a broadcaster. Yes, you are a broadcaster. Here's what should happen. I would advocate that everyone stops watching television, stops watching the iPlayer, and stops paying the TV licence. ITV, Channel 4, Sky, Channel 5, all those other random channels out there like Pick, I only know that name because apparently Sky's putting the F1 highlights on it next year, they survive without the licence fee. Oh, but they have adverts, how annoying. They are annoying. Do you know what you do? Mute. That's all I'd do. If I had to watch television and I had to not pull adverts, all I'd do, mute. I won't listen to them. Simple as that. Job done. The advertisers, as far as they're aware, their adverts still being seen, so they're still paying the money, and the TV broadcast is still going. And I'm sat there. Yeah, don't think so, pal. Nah, not interested. Sorry. Nope. Nah, forget that. Not bothered. We have a chance to make a big change. What we have to do is lead from the front. So the best news he can give here to you and any elderly relative or friend who's going to find themselves in this scenario. Chain on the door. Do not answer to cold callers. Do not talk. Do not write. Do not phone. Do nothing. Easy. That's all they have to do. We're a nation that's often too polite. Someone knocks on your door, you answer it to anybody. Nope. Unless you're expecting company, unless you're expecting somebody, unless you're expecting a parcel. You hear this? All you have to do. Zip this. And the rest is easy. It's not rocket science.